Hi, I'm going to talk about one of the biggest, most important issues in the world, and that is the human overpopulation crisis. And most people don't even consider it or think about it. The news never reports it. We are approaching 8 billion people, estimated 25 billion in the near future. We can't endlessly grow. We are not the only species. But our own futures will be in jeopardy as well. Here's some very scary statistics that should scare the living S out of you. I'm going to go through different data. We have grown exponentially from only a couple billion not too long ago. Here's by continent. We need to make birth control free for all. Saves taxpayers tons of money in future welfare costs, while 500,000 kids and teenagers are in the foster care system waiting to be adopted. Free and easy, just like pets, people can be overpopulated. China instituted a one-child policy or a fine. Well, all parents were on welfare in America. At least take away the welfare. Socialist public schools, huge child tax credits, and much, much more that add up to over $300,000 in handouts per kid at gays and childless expense. Me and my wife are childless by choice due to these factors. We considered adopting. We went through the process. It's free and easy to adopt a kid or teenager over the age of 6. They can't find homes for them. So you can pause it at any time. I'm going to go through different issues and then I'm going to show you some other information. So again, here we are. Here's some other interesting statistics. Yes, we are not the only species. Look up factory farm videos and fish farms, as well as trawler nets and bycatch. Make birth control free for all. Get religion out of politics. It saves money. It's logical. This is the website, and I'm going to go over some other very important stuff with you right now. Podwaddle.com. So here's me at the NBC Today show promoting against the human overpopulation crisis, because they will never report on it, because businesses want growth, politicians want growth. We can't endlessly grow. Here's me in Times Square with my sign. I'll get a close-up of that in a second. You can pause it if you want to read it. Important stuff on here that we're going to talk about now. So here's that website I just showed you with some information on different topics and statistics, scary statistics. Again, sorry for the noise in the background, jackhammering and such. Need more high rises and condos to keep up with overpopulation. Website. Do it by day, year, month. This is all the endangered species as human population has grown and threatened species. It's pretty much just an upward trajectory. We are not the only species, we just act like it, because we have a huge ego. as you can see here. Embarrassing America. Deforestation is one issue. You have to cultivate more resources. That's what deforestation looks like. This is why we have more deforestation. Like the tropical rainforest that we've cut down millions of acres and habitats. A lot of it's for farming and agriculture. Give up the meat. Meat is not green. You can't be a meat-eating environmentalist. It's a leading cause of greenhouse gases. If you believe in climate change, still horrible for our environment regardless. No, animals are not overpopulated. We are cutting into their habitats more and more, so deer are not overpopulated. But we do force breed factory animals that we consume or eat. Yes, this was near Texas A&M when I lived in Houston, Texas. Force breeding with arm condoms. So we force breed animals. They're not overpopulated. And then we raise them in sick factory farms. Look up a factory farm video like Farm to Fridge by Mercy for Animals, meat.org, or meatvideo.com by MFA. Here's what a factory farm looks like. Huge metal warehouses, no windows, house thousands of birds, pigs, and you can see it polluting the water nearby and getting into our water system and the lagoons, all the manure and waste. Factory farming, stand up against it. And here's fish farming. They also can do it outdoors, but overcrowded, filthy. There's trawler nets, which rape oceans. Billions of bycatch fish are caught in these nets, and by the time they sift through them, they're already dead. Unintended catch, bycatch, indiscriminately caught in these football field-sized nets. Turtles, dolphins, unedible sea life, all types of sea creatures. It's rape in the ocean. Trawler nets are horrible, as well as all the nets and drift nets, killing sea life because they are sea trash. Now we have an island of trash and plastic the size of Texas in the ocean. And animals ingest these plastics and suffer. A pilot whale recently died. Look up a factory farm video. Recently died because it ingested dozens of plastic bags. They think it's food and have to catch it quick. Dozens of plastic bags. Slow, suffering death of whales which are threatened. All the plastic waste. Obviously, we need to be more efficient too, but human overpopulation is a huge issue. Here's a t-shirt I made on Zazzle. This is a crisis that we are ignoring. Landfills, so much trash, as I just talked about, all the plastic that takes 500 to 1,000 years to break down. And here's typical traffic on many suburban highways every day. All the oil, smog in China. Again, they had a one-child policy for a while. They did away with it, unfortunately. I don't think we need that, but we need to take away all the welfare that parents are on. And if you're on welfare, you're required to get a birth control shot before you can collect your check. You can see all the smog. Here's my motorcycle. Of course, I ride public transportation now, living in New York City. But when I lived in Houston, Texas, I had this. And here's the BP water spill, speaking of the Gulf of Mexico. And wildlife, turtles and all type of wildlife died and killed due to human greed, ignorance, and population. This is how much we have dead zones now. Here's BP oil spill. This was spouting out thousands and thousands of gallons of oil per day for months. Yes, that couldn't be any more true. We kill millions of sharks for fin soup or whatever, and we act like they're the dangerous species when what, 3 people die a year from shark? And we do it out of greed, not need. Birth control. Offer free birth control. Christian conception clowns. Get out of politics. Use logic. Use my taxes. Free birth control saves taxpayers tons of money in future welfare costs as well. Especially when 500,000 kids and teenagers are in the foster care system. Again, free and easy to adopt. Just like pets, they're overpopulated, as well as people. Birth control should be required if you're on welfare. Get religion out of politics. Let's use logic, not emotions and such. Social workers. There's a sign from a rally. Women's March. There's 2 books I really recommend. People trying to live within their means, gays and childless, try to live within our means, but we're paying all parents welfare in many forms, over $300,000 per kid. Schools, socialist K through 12, daycare write-offs, buses, much more. School buses, teachers, staff, retirements, it costs us tons. Said you can't be a meat-eating environmentalist. It also wastes resources, takes about 16 pounds of crop fed to a force-bred animal for just 1 pound of meat in return, so meat is massive food waste or world hunger. They poop most of it out. And obviously we exploit animals for many other reasons, like ugly Uggs and fur farms. Again, ego and eco. Pause it to read this. This one is pretty scary. See how much we have grown in a few hundred years. Exponentially. It's going to keep doing that unless if we take action. Speak up. Don't be silent. Just like factory farms, fooling people. This couldn't be more true. Yep, people just having a bunch of kids, thinking it's manly or good to spread your seed like it's so special. World Wildlife Foundation. Oh, there you have it. See how much it's grown by since then. Please share if you care. Meatvideo.com on factory farms.